Hello, and welcome to Digital Basics Training, specifically about back office. That's what we are going to be talking about today. What you're looking at right now is what we call the back office. And as you can see in the address bar or the URL, in our browser here, it is sales.saveon.com. This should already be installed on your iPad for you as saved in your favorites. If it is not for some reason, you would want to do so. Back office is going to allow you a lot of opportunity around digital statistics, some very specific forms that need to be used for digital requests. This is also where you will be able to find training resources. Those are the primary functions that you will want to know about back office. Now, back office is technically tied to the back side of our website. So when you received your initial credentials for signing into all of our systems, you would have had one for the back office. We should have requested a password from you. So we would have used your employee email address and then the password that you gave us to create membership on saveon.com, and that exact same information is what you need to get into back office too. So your employee email address is usually your first initial last name at saveon.com, and then again the password should be what you gave us, and then you will be here. So until the system knows you, it's going to have a login screen, and I have an outdated email address here, but haven't changed that. And once you have started to use back office, it should recognize you. And so you'll probably be signed in most of the time. But your first time, you will need to do that. And the first thing that you will see is the dashboard. The default view is the dashboard, and the dashboard is going to reveal statistics for saveon.com. And there's a lot of information that you're able to get to and access here. This is the big view of what's going on with the site, and you can see the default is all markets, so this covers all of our ground, and the default view right now is last month, so that we're seeing at least 1 month in its entirety. So you can see the high level information that we can provide on visits, prints, mobile redemptions, active merchants, and the number of members that we have on saveon.com in total, excuse me. There is a breakdown of user details here, which can tell you how many new visits within this time frame that's been chosen and within all markets, how many people have repeatedly come back, and how many new members did we pick up, and some information about printing, how many printers did we have, and then how many repeat prints, which is based on coupons. So how many times did a particular coupon, how many times was it printed more than one time, or repeat prints. Then you can also see some contest information. You can also see about favorites, shares, and our member newsletter. So you can see how many have been sent, unique opens, unique clicks. So a lot of great information back here, and this is proprietary, and this is really more intended for the broad view for us to use. You can learn a lot about how you can have conversations, and you can provide some high level stats as well. I would recommend giving statistics in the big view rather than getting more granular. And you can become more granular by narrowing down your search. If you would like to see just very specifically with your market, you would simply choose it. On this screen in back office, on this tab, you don't need to do anything else except change it and then allow it to bring up the results for you. You don't need to hit enter, it will automatically do it. So now we've narrowed down our search just to look at Detroit results, and then for any market, including the whole view of all markets, you can change up your view to anything you would want to look at, from the last 3 months, this year, last year, and your custom range will open the ability to utilize 2 calendars for your start and end dates. So that's how you use the dashboard. A lot of great information that you can see here. And now let's take a look at merchant report. This is where This tab here is where you're going to be able to get information about how people are performing. So very specific merchants on our site. When you first come to this tab, what it's showing you is all of our merchants, and they are ordered primarily by their views from greatest to least. It is a little broken back here, so we don't have, our ordering isn't completely as it should be, but it is giving us the most views, and you will see that it is a view of high performers here. There's no specification of which market these people are from because we haven't asked it to. So when you first come into it, you can see the only fields that are pre-populated is that it is showing you the last 3 months under merchant reports. So that's your default view, but you can change that again, just like you could change it on the main dashboard view as well to whatever you do want to see. Now, this is a great opportunity for you to see, who's performing broad scale, and, what does performance look like, and who are we bringing results to, again, globally. But now you can take this and you can narrow this down by market. So if you just want to see what's going on more relevant to your market by top performers, you can do that here. What you might want to do here is also look for a very specific merchant, and you would simply type that person in here. And because I think so much of this is intuitive, I'm not going to bother to go through each one of these to show you what it looks like once I enter it. You'll be able to do that on your own. Since we search through a lot of information back here, it can take a little bit of time to load, so I'm not wanting to use the time in training to have the information load up. Another valuable resource to you and of most interest to you would be to choose your specific clients. So you would simply choose your name from the dropdown, and then you would hit search, and you're just going to see your own merchants. So that's a great view of all of your clients and how they're doing. So the one thing that I do want to take a moment to point out is if you're going to do category searches, this is a great way to see what is going on as far as searching and usage by categories. This can help you kind of come up with some testimonials or some powerful information about what's going on in an industry. So if you're trying to specifically give some good information of how we are valuable to someone in a particular industry, these category searches of what's going on our site could help you. If you want to just do broad category searching, these category areas here can be used multiple ways. You can filter out specific merchants on our site by using the category. So if I leave it where it is right now, I don't put anything else in here, and if I choose food and dining, I can choose a subcategory as well if I wanted to see a subcategory with food and dining. And then it's going to narrow out merchants on saveon.com that are in food and dining and associated with, let's say Chinese. So if I choose that, I'm going to pull up all the merchants on our entire site that are under food and dining in Chinese, and I should see who's performing best to least. And now if I want to just see, who is performing the best in food and dining Chinese in Detroit, I would filter this way. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how to be able to search and look at, again, either global or narrow type of views based on that type of category search. But more than that, you can search for, again, just what is going on in the category and not by merchant, but it's a category view. That I will explain. This is not as intuitive. I don't think it will matter. This here, if you go to options, what this is for is that if you choose group categories, it's going to remove a bunch of things here that are not applicable to it. We haven't changed the date range here because in the training it isn't necessary for me to do so. If you want to look at what's been going on in food and dining as a whole for the entire year, you can do that. Or if there's some reason why you're specifically looking for a time frame. 3 months gives you some good viable results though, which is why that's the default view here. If we group categories in food and dining, I did not choose a market because, again, I just want some kind of powerful information about what does food and dining do on saveon.com in general. I would hit the search bar, This we are going to wait for it to load because this I do want you to see. So it'll take a moment to do so. It is going to bring up all the information about food and dining in the last 3 months and all the subcategories that go along with it. So again, this is kind of cool because if you are have a bunch of prospects in food, or you want to go on a restaurant run and you're going to take some powerful information with you, you can segment your prospects based on who's successful on our site and what types or subcategories of restaurants are doing really well. This could help you give you a little more powerful value statement when you're out speaking with them. So here we go. I don't think it's probably a big shock that pizza would be, our best performing food and dining subcategory. And, we can see that the ordering for the most part, actually the ordering might be completely correct here. I think it is. Well, that's cool. So here you go. You can see all of food and dining for the last 3 months by subcategory, how it's been performing, the number of views, prints, and that sort of thing. So you could choose to do that in any of our main categories and it will do the same thing. It's going to take that category and then it's going to group all the subcategories and you can see what that looks like. This can be some good industry information for you. So I think that pretty much shows you everything that you can do under the Merchant Report tab. I'm going to take a little bit of time here to talk about forms. Okay, these forms back here are very specifically for specific requests to digital only. And there are certain things that we will never know that you need unless you use these forms. And this is not how you need to get a microsite started for a print customer. That is something that if you watch the digital basics training on how do we create a client's microsite or how does a client's microsite get created, we will talk about that. So this is if you have an existing print customer with a microsite and maybe you need to make some changes. And this is where you would use forms for any types of changes for an existing client, someone who's been up. Or maybe you actually want to give us some advance information about someone who's going to go live in the next issue, but they're not up yet. So you could use a digital change request to give us some information about an upcoming microsite. The great thing about the digital change request form is that it's so simple to use, but it has a wealth of opportunity for you to provide us with information, but you only need to give us what is needed. This first page has the only 3 required fields in the entire form. We just need to know who you are, what company is it that we're working on here, and then a description of what's changing. And sometimes the description of what's changing is all you need to give us. But once you've put in this information here, which it isn't smart enough to know whether I put anything real in there, I can go on to the second page, and if something's changing about the company information, so for example, maybe you didn't have a website address or they did not have a website, or maybe they create some social media that's new, anything changes with the address or phone number, you would give us that information here. And on page 1, you would have told us that you were changing some company information. So, but say I didn't need, or you don't need to change any company information, you can simply go to the next page. Here's where you can upload photos and PDFs. And this would be, say someone wants to get more involved with their digital, which we hope that more people will, and kind of customize their program. Maybe they want some very specific photos or new photos to go on their microsite, or PDFs for the download area. This is where you would put all this information. Or maybe you didn't have access to a video. You can upload the video as well. So here's your upload area, customizing your program some. And if that's what you want, this is where you would go. But if not, you simply scroll through this page too. This is the most frequently used tab and it's coupons. Are you adding anything new or digital only, or making changes along the way? Any and all of those things apply. And you have the opportunity to put in, I think, information for 4 different offers back here. And then there is an area for additional instructions on this last page. And you can give us instructions about anything that you have done on this form. Doesn't matter which tab. This is your area for any additional instructions. Also, from the change request information page, page 1, what's changing, that's a whole open field for you to be able to put information into. So whatever you type into those boxes, we will get, and we will understand what it is that you need from us. Regardless of if all your information is on page 1, or if you've used any of these other ones, you do have to get to page 4, and you do have to hit submit. Once you hit submit, it'll say thank you for submitting your form, and then you will get some communication from the department, and I'll show you what that looks like. The other thing that the digital change request is going to be the most frequently used form, but contest is the other one. This is the only way to get a contest going, is to come into Backoffice, go to the forums tab, and choose the win and save. That is our contest. That's the brand of our contest, is a win and save. So this does require some information to be filled out. There are more than just a couple required fields here to get this going. But once you've done this, once or twice, the information will be intuitive and it will be easy to use. But let's use this as an example so that you can see what type of communication that you receive from the content team once you submit a form back here. I'm going to shrink this so that I can bring up some things in my email. Oh, I may have actually lost some of the things that I had open. Okay. All right. In a perfect world, I had, bear with me here while I sort through. That is not what I wanted to show you here. That's one of the things I wanted to show you. And I believe, aha, found it. Okay. Here's the first thing that you're going to see from content once you've submitted a form. You're going to receive acknowledgement that the form was received. And you can see, hello, and thank you for submitting your back office form. Your digital work order request for a win and save for the company name that you submitted it has been received. 72 hours is the time frame in which we would like you to use with your customers. And it's 72 business hours. If you submit anything on a Friday, we might not be able to pick it up or see it until Monday. And once we send this to you, that's acknowledgement that it has been received. So it can be 72 business hours from the time that we receive your request. And our turnaround time is usually much quicker than that. So we're giving you the broad window so that we can exceed your expectations most of the time. So this is the first form of communication, acknowledging your form's been received, and we will have it turned around in 72 hours. Now here, for a contest, you will receive your second point of communication, and now we've created it for you. There's some very important things that I would like you to know about contests and how information is communicated to you. You can see here, everything that we put in these emails from content are important for you to read. We've tried to only give you information that matters to you. So now again, your request for the win and save has been fulfilled. Please click on the attached link to verify the product and information. Please make sure you are signed in to saveon.com with your employee email address to view demo link. Contests are always created in demo mode, demonstration, so that you're able to proof them. You can also always know what's going on from content based on the subject line. Win and save fulfilled. The first one was win and save received. This action required, it is asking you to do something, and it'll tell you which client we're working with. You will be able to click on this link, and most of the time it will drive you right where you need to go. But once it's on the site, you can find it by going to the site too. This is just purely convenience to help you get there faster. Now, we have talked about in some of the other training segments about making sure that you are signed in to saveon.com, and let's go there really quick because this is an important point, that if anything is ever created for you in demo mode, you will not see it unless you're signed in. And my name is not here, so I am not signed in. I have to hit sign in, And it knows me and it'll know you too after using it. And most of the time it'll probably keep you signed in. I signed out for a reason earlier. So now I am signed in, and so now I would be able to see the contest that I'm being told is now available for me to view. So very important. Again, you can't see demo links unless you are, you can't see any items that are in demo mode without being signed in. Once you follow the contest link, it will show you your contest, and it'll drive you to the actual microsite for your customer. So this actually is an older request, so it does not have the contest on it anymore. So that wasn't a very good example of showing you, but it will drive you to the microsite where you will see under the offers the contest, and then you'll also want to go to the contest tab to make sure you're seeing it there. And again, you're looking at it in demo just to proof it for us, so this isn't a good idea to send it to the customer. They won't be able to see it. Anything in demo mode only we can see because of the employee credentials. So what the idea here is to give you an opportunity to make sure that it all looks accurate, there are no obvious mistakes, and then give us your approval. That's the next step. So this does say you must reply to this email with approval so your product can go live, or attach any necessary changes. So if there are changes once you look at this, then you can just reply directly back to this email. You have about 48 hours to just reply directly back to us, and very easily get any modifications done if it's needed. If you don't need any changes to anything, then you can simply reply back, that you approve, and we'll set it live. So, let me just show you that email, and then I'll tell you the last. Here we go. And again, reading your subject lines is helpful. We keep our templates exactly identical. You'll get the same type of thing and every single one of your requests for contests, all your content changes, all of our forms, and our email communication with you is very consistently the same. So if you read these subject lines, it will really be easy for you to know what's going on. Win and Save is live for WOW's Women Only Workout. And again, thank you for your approval. Now, if you do not approve, we don't hold up any orders. So you will receive an acknowledgement here that we did not receive your approval, but your Win and Save is now live. We would like to encourage you 100% of the time to look at these. We're human beings on this side too, and we do appreciate another set of eyes to make sure that everything looks accurate. I mean, we're pretty talented over here, and most of the time we get it right. But once it does go live, if you haven't taken a look at it, it's going to be up there with errors, mistakes, or this is your customer, and we do want to make sure that we're giving them the best thing that we can create and provide for them. So that is what it looks like for a chain of content-related emails as you work through a contest request. You will receive similar types of communication when you request any content change, the digital change request. Get our better view here again. Digital change request, but any changes that come through here now, they come directly live. Those are not in demo, but you will still receive the acknowledgement of your change, and then it will tell you that your change has been done and it's live. So if something's in demo, it says it. If something is live, it says it. So it's very transparent as long as you read the information. Please take a couple minutes to do that so that you know what's going on. So important forms for you for digital only requests. I'm going to mention this briefly because this isn't used that much at this point or necessary for you to use, but it could be down the road. Digital merchant layout is how you request an entire microsite. Now, again, hopefully you have watched, how does your client's microsite get created, and you will know that if it's a print customer, your order for print is going to take care of getting your microsite created for you, and that it will be live based on the in-home date of that issue. But we are pretty generous as of today. And say your customer's a January customer and it's November. Or let's say that it's a January customer and it's December, and the customer would really like it to go live now. or you're using that kind of a carrot of, sign on with me for January, but I could get your, digital going in December to kind of get a little bit of traction before the magazine comes out. If you want to take and apply this kind of effort into it, that is fantastic. You can request the microsite earlier than the in-home date of January and have it go live in December by filling out this form. And this will require you to provide us with all of the information to get the microsite live. So there will be some things that you'll need to provide us with for sure, so that we have enough instruction to create a microsite. I can tell you that it's not as laborious as you could guess. That if we have a website address, if we have a website URL and some social media links for your customers, we can take most of their online assets that already exist and plug them into the microsite. So that's really where the bulk of the information comes from, is their existing. Now, this might be that's a different story if someone does not have any digital presence at all. We would have to have them provide us everything manually. If we can't get anything from online, then the only way would be for them to provide us with photos, provide us with an about text or a flyer, provide us with physical hard copies of things, digital files by email. So thankfully, with where we are today with digital marketing, most people have something created, but not all. So we do provide a way to be able to give this information to us, whether we can get it easily or whether we have to do a little bit more work to get it together. So that's the new microsite layout form. You do not need to use this to get every one of your print customers going. Actually, you never have to use this to get your print customers going as of today. But should you want to get them up earlier for some reason, you can. The other thing that I want to show you in Backoffice, this is a great and valuable resource for you, is the training tab. Now, depending on how long you've been here, you may already be familiar with it because you may have had your city manager or your sales manager guide you back here to use some things. All of your HR information is back here. So there is a lot of information that you will want related to human resources, and it's all back here. So it's great. You can find everything about holidays, pay dates, commissions, benefits, enrollment, accessing Paycor, how to use Paycor, our mission statement, our handbook. It's all back here. The sales tab has great information. This is really, 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 really good information for print specifically. This is all Mike Gauthier inspired information from his, as of today, more than 30 years of experience in this business. He's a master at this, and he is really the right person to get information from when it comes to selling, prospecting, organizing yourself, direct mail information, putting together presentations, overcoming objections. I would encourage you to come back here often and revisit this, because even when you're really, really talented in sales, we tend to sometimes move away from the basics and we don't realize it. And this will help remind you about, there is definitely a formula and a science. And if you follow certain things, it's going to keep you on track for being successful. The videos and guides area, this is primarily digital, actually. And it's going to pop this open. You want to view it. You never want to edit it. Here gives you some videos, and we do need to update these. The information that in the digital basics training videos are going to be housed back here, and those are going to be the better, more relevant videos. We need to do some updating, with contesting. Back office reporting is what we're doing today. So this training is going to replace this one. What makes a great merchant page? I don't know, that has some value to you. And here is a Mike G training video clip, so we know that's got to be good. So here's some digital resources back here, and anything that is new will be placed here too. Magazine manager videos are back here. These are admin videos, so these are not related to sales. And we actually have some commercials back here too. So we have videos, and then we do have some guides, and the only guides are related to the digital training videos, and the ones that are right here currently. We want to view them again. These are a quick reference guide. It's a PDF version of the actual training video. So if you needed a quick brush up on some of the information on the slides, which, all of the high level basic points are on the slides, then you could just run through these real quick if you don't have time to watch a video. And so this is the training tab, and this is where you can find a lot of valuable information to you. And we are still continually adding and improving this, so you should see a lot of great things coming in the training portal that are not even here currently. So thank you for participating. Look forward again to the next time.